My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Frontiers. And I didn't know anything about this movie besides the fact that it's directed by Xavier Gens, and I'm very mixed on Xavier Gens as a director. I haven't seen most of his movies, but out of the ones I have seen, I hate Hitman. I didn't like Under Paris, but I was pleasantly surprised by The Divide. That movie was bleak and disturbing, and I was hoping to get something like it here, and I did. This is a very good movie. Definitely not for everyone, but I quite enjoyed it. So let's begin talking about the cast. And Karina Testa, I thought, did a great job. She has a lot more to do in the second half of this movie, but she pulls it off flawlessly, and you just can't help but sympathize with her. Estelle Lefebvre, I thought, did a really good job. She elevated her character in every sense. Samuel Lee Behan is just a real menacing scumbag, and he does that perfectly. And David Saracino and Chems Demani, I thought, did a very good job. So the cast is a real strength of this movie. Everyone does what they needed to, even the people I didn't mention. If I was to describe this movie, I would say it's Hostile meets the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the style of Saw. And if that sounds like your cup of tea, then give this movie a shot. But keep in mind, it is a lot. A lot of pain, a lot of misery, a lot of torture, and holy shit is it effective. This movie is just so bleak and brutal and disturbing and gross, and it really got under my skin. And you just feel the weight of everything going on. You know that scene in Misery? The hobbing scene where Kathy Bates hits James Caan with that hammer? There's a similar scene here, but I thought it was even more effective. Like when it was happening, I was just like, oh fuck. Like it really got under my skin. There's also a really great claustrophobic sequence, and the movie just escalates so well. Well, you kind of feel uncertain at first, and just watching things escalate really just hits you. So this movie delivers on a bunch of different kind of horror, and I thought Xavier Gens just did a great job with it all. This movie is well directed. The editing is very chaotic. It's very frantic, and it might be an issue for some people, but I felt like it fit the grimy nature of this movie. I also really like the setting. Like, it takes place in a motel, but also underground, and I just thought it was fully utilized. So, yes, if you like extreme horror movies, I definitely recommend it, but I do got some issues. I do think the movie is about 20 minutes too long. It does take too long to get going, and for the first act, I'm like, okay, wait, who's who? What's their relationship to each other? It does get it does take a while to get used to these characters. Uh, the characters and the villains can both be really stupid at times to the point where it takes you out. There's one scene in the last act at a dinner table which I'm not really sure I buy into. And there is some political stuff to this movie. The movie begins, and the main character is pregnant, and she's thinking about getting an abortion. and then it kind of seems like she decides not to, and then it's not really brought up again. And I don't know if the point of the movie was that the world is a bleak, miserable place and we're better off not being alive. It doesn't really lean into that with her pregnancy enough for me to think that's the point. But if it is, I think that is just total garbage. Like, you're just taking this one isolated, contrived case. So I'm not really a fan of that. There are some right-wing protests in the background, and at the end of the movie, it seems like it's making a point there that because the right-wing government got in, that means more bleakness for everyone, and I don't really think that works. So much of the political stuff seems unnecessary. Like, I'm okay with the villains being Nazis and all that, but all the extra stuff just seemed so confused and didn't really belong in this movie. But those issues aside, I still enjoyed it. It is a very effective movie. It is bloody, it's disturbing, it's effective, and it is one I will definitely remember. So I'll give Frontiers a 7 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Frontiers? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.